following of former President Donald Trump landing now in Georgia. This is checking back in at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, where, again, former President Donald Trump is now deplaning here.
Yeah, he's in Georgia to face charges over alleged election-related offenses. Still waiting for the president to come out there, but, well, here we start to see some people coming out of the plane now. The president there, and he's going to make his way after he unboards the plane to the courthouse where he will face charges that have been investigated over the last several years in the state of Georgia. You can see obviously a private plane that the president flew in on to Georgia there, and obviously people with him, his crew, Secret Service, they will be coming off the plane as well.
He's facing, again, those 13 different counts relating to the alleged misconduct around the 2020 election. And this flight, you know, typically 3 hours about from Newark to here in Atlanta, but they made good time, just about 2 hours, just in some change. And here they are landing. We are just awaiting for the former President Donald Trump to deplane at this point.
Yeah, the motorcade will be greeting him there, taking him to the courthouse. We're told it's about a 30-minute drive to the courthouse. We also know that the president's bond has been set at $200,000. So we're not anticipating him actually spending time in jail, but we do understand that mugshots will be taken, and we'll have a look at those tonight as he continues this process. And of course, he's facing charges in other areas as well, the nation's capital and in New York.
And this is the thing, too. Unlike his other indictments, Trump will not be arraigned today. Fulton County, Georgia, has defendants appear another date after their process. Again, meaning Trump could need to make another trip to Georgia in the coming weeks. And Glenn, we were chatting about this before the show even started, that likely he doesn't spend time in jail, but if he were to do so, he would have Secret Service stay with him.
Yeah, a very unusual scenario. I can't think of any time we've ever seen anything like it in our country. But yeah, as a former president, he has that Secret Service detail and protection. He always will. So keep in mind, and we've actually talked to professionals about this, and that, by the way, is the county jail on the left, we want to point out. We have talked to lawyers about this. He can continue regardless of what happens. And again, as the governor pointed out, he's innocent until proven guilty, but he could continue to campaign, even be elected, and potentially be in a situation where he is locked up.
You saw the GOP debate. The other candidates raised their hand in support, even if this were to continue for former President Donald Trump. Again, at this point, we are just waiting for him to deplane at this hour. We, of course, are going to continue to have this coverage. At this point, we gave you a shot at the jail. There's the interstate in that area, which is shut down, which is in preparation for Trump's arrival. As you see there, no vehicles are on that right now. Everybody standing by, waiting for former President Donald Trump to get off that plane and begin his route to the jail.
This is obviously a very different scenario, but we know what it's like to have a president come to town. It wasn't that long ago that President Biden was here. We know roads are shut down, security is taken very seriously, and that's really no different than what we're seeing in this situation here.
Okay, we have been standing by trying to wait for the president to, or the former president to get off the plane. At this point, we will head to break, but of course continue to monitor this for you and bring you the very latest here on air. Oh, and here he is.
Yep, there he is. So we will go ahead and stick on this shot for the moment. The former president, Donald Trump, now getting off the plane, this again in Georgia, where he is going to be heading next to the county jail to answer for the charges he is facing there. This, of course, related to the 2020 election and a grand jury indictment that he faces in the state.
And again, this is the third time the former president has had to face charges in person this year. The first in Manhattan over the alleged hush money payments to the adult film actress Stormy Daniels. The second, of course, in Washington, D.C., where Trump faces federal charges over his alleged involvement in the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, of course. And now 2 years in Georgia, we're seeing him charged again.
Yeah. President off the plane now, getting into the motorcade. Next stop will be the courthouse. And right there, I believe that's the shot of the jail that we were showing a little bit earlier. But obviously, a lot of media attention placed on this as well. You can see cameras lined up, even barricaded off the road there where the media is, and officers keeping the peace in the middle of the road there.
And supporters, okay, we're heading back to the airport as he's going to be getting into the motorcade. Supporters even standing by, as they have in a lot of the developments throughout all of these various cases and the opportunities they've had to have the former president visiting these various cities. These supporters standing by to witness it all.
Again, uncharted territory we've seen in this country. Every step along the way, it's something